Hey everyone, I'm lazy as shit. I'm gonna do another fucking Tard Tale. To access off my 6,000 views, I got one Tard Tale video that made in 5 minutes, one take. Hopefully it turns out a lot better than the last fucking catastrophe I made fucking a year ago. I bet. Warning. This story contains written descriptions of mentally disabled people shitting and pissing themselves. The fact that this happened IRL only worsens it. If you have a weak stomach, proceed at your own risk. I feel like every passing week, my school's tards get more and more unstable and aggressive. This is a story from yesterday. This time, it happened in the school cafeteria. Some info on how the tards get to school. We have 3 special needs buses, which arrive shortly after normal buses arrive. All 3 of those buses have at least 4 experienced adult tard wranglers. Well, and when I say experienced, I mean most of them have several experience working in group homes and mental asylums as hall patrol. Always on board to help the tards get to school safely. The whole process usually goes like this. The wranglers pick the tards up from their homes, help them find their seats to ensure their safety during their ride to school. After the normal buses get parked, the tard bus slowly pulls up with 2 others slowly following it, and when the 3 are peaked, the tards are escorted by the wranglers and given to the teachers to ensure that they will get to their classroom safely. Wheelchair tards are led by their own teachers towards the nearest elevator or wheelchair ramp and then to their classroom. Normally, the whole tard escort routine goes without any accidents. But that fateful day, a fat autist pushed away the teacher, who came out of the school to guide him to this classroom, and started running back towards his house, shortly being tackled by 2 wranglers and dragged off to his classroom. Anyways, buckle up, as this story will certainly be a bumpy ride than wardrobe war or even classroom clusterfuck. Be me. Be in social studies class. Yes, we have those in Russia too. Bell rings. I and others go to the school cafeteria. Tards being caroled by the teachers to eat in the cafeteria too. The cafeteria is located on the first floor of the school. This will come into play later. Disabled students have their own place in the cafeteria, takes up 1/5 of the dining area and comprised of cheap, easy to fix, replace wooden tables and chairs. I rarely ever go to the cafeteria because the only free food and drink they serve is buckwheat porridge and green tea. And trust me, the tea they serve sucks major ass. I constantly got my wallet at home, but today's different. They're serving grape juice, noodle soup, sausages, rice, egg salad, and bagels. I have good enough money to buy a bowl of soup, 2 glasses of juice, and a bagel. Feels good, man. MOV. I sit down to eat some soup and drink a glass of juice when suddenly, a low-functioning dowly we'll call Petra shits himself. An autistic kid from a nearby table notices the shit stain on his dark blue pants and starts laughing. Some of the tards start laughing too. Petya's face goes beet red. He starts crying, reaches into his underpants and pulls out a handful of semen liquid shit. Throws it with the force of an Olympic discus champion. Hits an entire table of tards, getting most of the shit right in their faces and eyes. Everything suddenly goes quiet. Everybody staring in shock. You probably know what's going to happen. All hell breaks loose. The tards he got with his chemical weapon are either screaming in pain furiously, screaming in a fit of hysteric rage, or thrashing around the floor in a seizure. An autistic kid is laying on the floor in fetal position, pissing himself and crying. The downy who got stuck in the wall on the first mini table gets completely naked and belly flops onto his table, causing him to collapse from his weight and start shitting himself. A guy we must met as Penisomi 21, Down syndrome of 2 extra chromosomes, is using the chaos as a distraction while he's reaching into his arm to the vending machine slot to steal a candy bar, but he gets his hands started and starts wailing and violently flailing his whole body to no avail. A short, mentally retarded kid is running around the dining area with his jacket, face, and hands covered with ketchup, screaming and flapping his arms. Vika, the speech impediment girl from my first hard story, is curled up below a table, covering her face with her hands, blabbering nonsense and crying. A tard with the fragile X syndrome, not vitally, but looks pretty similar to him, covers his ears and tries to run out of the cafeteria, but judging by the screams of the impact noise coming from the hallways, gets tackled by a wrangler shortly after he runs out of the cafeteria. A wheelchair tard kid with a facial expression looks like he's a bastard child of Stephen Hawking and Alina Makina throws a lunch tray full of mashed potato, pretty ironic, don't you think, and gravy into a tard 2 meters away from him, which causes a chain reaction of food being thrown in random directions. The autistic kid tried to run away easier. Seems the ensuring shit show as an opportunity to escape. Breaks the window with the chair, runs out into his house. The cafeteria's on the first floor. It's approximately 2 kilometers away from school. What the fuck? I'm fucking up so bad. Alright, back. Sorry. I'm just a piece of fucking shit, and I'm the autistic one myself because I have a fucking speech impediment. Anyways, back to the story. Alright. An autistic kid tries to run away earlier but sees a shit ensuing of opportunity to escape. Breaks the window with a chair, runs out into his house. The cafeteria is on the first floor. It is located approximately 2 kilometers away from the school. A random normal girl faints from the sight of such a shitstorm. A kid with Asperger's syndrome is jacking his Johnson to a Playboy magazine and found someone's locker yesterday. I had to urge to tell the principal about it when I saw he casually picks up a suspicious magazine from clearly not his locker, but I'm not a snitch. Petya is doing a Rambo-esque war paint scene with his own shit as his war paint, tears freely flowing down his now brown cheeks. The screaming cry reaches a critical point and my ears are ringing like an explosion. Finally, after what must have been 6 minutes of non-stop retarded screaming and wailing, 16 tar wranglers run into the cafeteria, catching and tactically extracting the aggressive tards. Alright, while the teachers guided the docile one to their classroom, the cook that was serving today knows the principal's phone number and has called her and told her about the mess the freak out in the cafeteria. Hallelujah.mp4. The aftermath. Concerning the autist that ran away to his home. He got there safely. I saw him in the hallway today and he's salty about his parents took away his PC for a week because he ran away from school. TLDR, a downy throws his shit into some other retards in the cafeteria and causes an absolute disaster. Well, folks, as I've said here before, going to a school where tards take up 20% of the whole student body is a guaranteed magical adventure. I'm sorry for fucking breaking up my voice every fucking 5 seconds because I have a speech impediment. It's really fucking hard for me. Alright, please fucking subscribe. I don't give a shit. I mean, whatever. I don't know why people like my fucking voice. It's fucking ugly as shit. But I'll talk to you all later with another tard story. Sorry this took a fucking year.